G'day guys, welcome to another Tuesday night in the man cave. So tonight we've got a hammock. Oh bloody that hammock I said that I was going to do. I got some footage, I've gone out and done some of that. We visit the shack, do a little bit more on the shack. Got a sticker from the US and we check out a little bit of what Nate's doing in the woodshed. Now I've got to move you around here. Last week I put the Netherlands sticker up here. I'll bring you over. And I thought I would write the Netherlands, but apparently what I wrote was the Netherlands. So I have now fixed that up, very dodgily. All right, let's check out the woodshed. What's going on, babes?
Just working.
Working?
Working.
What are you making now?
Everything.
Oh wow, look at that.
Got some trays.
They're pretty awesome.
Obviously not finished.
No?
No, need to be clear coated. Then we'll put some pretty handles. Lovely.
Oh yeah, that looks
something
cool
like
as.
that.
Yeah, no, that really finished it off. What else we got?
And then we have the man stuff.
The man cave stuff.
The man stuff again must be clear coated, and then we shall decorate something like that.
Beautiful.
What do you think?
Yeah, awesome. Love it.
Excellent. Now
Cool,
go
but-
away so I can work.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
All right, guys. So let's go and check out this stupid bloody hammock. All right, guys. So I'm coming out into the bush. I have a hammock. Of all things, I've got a hammock on board. Now, I've never used a hammock while camping. You know, when I was trying to work out what I was going to use and whatever, obviously tent just came to mind straight away. But, you know, I've looked at hammocks, tarps and tents. They're your three main bloody things. And I just couldn't see a hammock being the ideal bloody way to do it. Here in Australia, for me. You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, just love hammocks. You know, and it's a bit like, you know, some people love Harley, some people like BMWs, some people like bloody KTMs, and they'll just swear by the bastards. You know, there's no right or bloody wrong. But anyway, I get asked all the time because I do a lot of the camping bullshit and whatever. So, thought I'd come out, not far from home, find a nice little spot that I can get Harry into and set up this cheap $35, I'm looking for a way in, a cheap $35 hammock that I bought off eBay. Now I'm going to be coming at this from a negative point, purely because I can't see the purpose for a hammock. There's too many downsides to a hammock for me, basically. Anyway, we'll find a spot in here without getting bloody caught where I can't get back out, because Harry's not exactly the adventure bike, although he does love adventures. What do we got? Oh yeah, I reckon straight over there. That'll be the bloody spot. Beautiful. See if I can get the bike in down through there. All right, I'll come back to you guys. All right, bloody hell, that was worked up a sweat just bloody getting in here. All right, so I'm smoking. I just don't have time to bloody have a cigarette, then start bloody thingo. So if it offends you, I am sorry, but it's just stiff shit. And for any young people, smoking is bad for you, you will die. So, hammock camping, and this is most probably here in Australia in where I travel and go. Normally where I'm going, I'm not, you know, I like the desert areas, the vast open spaces, so trees like what we've got here around me can become few and far between, or obviously not in an ideal spot where you are camping. You know, things like we have, in Australia, we have long distances that we've got to travel to get to those iconic places, or the really cool spots and stuff like that. You know, we've got to travel hundreds of kilometres each day just to get around to each of those certain places that, you know, the iconic places basically. You know, pulling up at a caravan park and you get your little set allotment for your tent or whatever. Well, what happens if there's no tree on that allotment? How can I put up a bloody hammock? So these were things that I was thinking of, is that with a hammock, trees were the number one thing. If there wasn't a tree or a pole or something around, I couldn't set it up. I'd be lying on the bloody ground in a piece of material. Another thing is that, and I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in Australia or in Victoria, you know, around here, you know, we're taught not to pitch a tent or something directly under big trees. Now, a lot of the trees around Bendigo, like Bendigo has just been, was it built up from a gold rush back in the day. So all of Bendigo at some stage has practically been cleared, the dirt turned over, and the trees that you see here are the regrowth. So they're not very big. These, what they call the ironbark trees. You like look at them and you look around and you go, oh, they're only a small tree. Well, in actual fact, they're not. They grow really, really big, but they're only young in the sense of, I don't know, 100 years, maybe 50 years, I don't know, whatever. So why the hell was I talking about that? So when you go to riverbanks and stuff like that, you normally have those big trees, the big gum trees with big limbs hanging off. Well, we're taught not to do that because those limbs bloody break off, and it's killed many people sleeping in a tent under it. So a hammock, you have to be under a goddamn tree. You've got to tie to a tree, so you are directly under those big branches that are going to come crashing down. With a tent or a tarp, now the way that I use the tarp is where I attach it with the bike, not that I'm attaching it to trees. So with a tarp or a tent, I can pick and choose, and if I wanted to be here, I can go, okay, there's some big ones there, I'll just move it out of the range, so if something did fall, it's the smaller part of the branches that's going to bloody crush me. So that was a big no-no with the hammock in my purposes. I know, like I said, I like watching the bushcraft stuff, and you know, a lot of it's in Canada and America and the UK. Yeah, and the trees that you see, they're just bloody straight up, and they have the spindly stuff bloody coming over. So apart from the whole tree coming down, which you would obviously check before tying to it, I don't think you would have a problem. But here, you know, I can't get up and test bloody big ass branches in the in the treetop. All right, so what's next? Hang on, we'll change the view and then we'll bloody chat a little bit more. Bloody hell, guys! I was talking so much, my bloody cigarette went out. So those points, the not having trees or poles available, and the fact that you've got to tie to a tree that's going to have big branches that may possibly, I mean, it's like winning the lotto, but there is that chance of a tree coming down and killing you. The other thing, the only place that I can see where a hammock would win over the tent or the tarp, is when you've got boggy stuff under feet. So that, and I mean really boggy, like a marsh. You know, wet ground with a tent or a tarp's not a problem. You have something down, that's sweet. You're basically high and dry. The tent that I have, you know, has that, oh, I forget what it is, bloody whatever denier thing, and it's the waterproof, so you can have water running and it's not going to get in. But if you're in a boggy marsh where it's all muddy and stuff like that, or I don't know, if you happen to be somewhere that you can't find any level bit of ground, that's where a tarp's gonna win. But apart from that, I can't see anything else. I'll get this hammock out in a minute. It's not that it's going to be any lighter or stuff like that. I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube, and it's been frustrating the shit out of me, because the one thing that nobody ever shows you on those videos, and I've looked at, I don't know, realistically most probably 20 different ones that are popping up, searching for different things to try and find what I was looking for. What I was looking for was someone having the bloody hammock and getting into it, like having their mat there and their sleeping bag and taking off their bits and pieces and then getting into the hammock and getting out of the hammock type thing. You just don't. I haven't yet bloody found it. And if someone knows of one, please post it in the comments so I can go and have a look at it. Because I reckon it would be a pain in the absolute arse. Because when I tried it in the backyard, it was a bit of a fumble. I didn't have much of a play, which I'm going to do this and I want to show you guys what I believe. I might be wrong. I might be talking out my arse at the minute. I haven't actually done it. So, yeah. So, you need, from what I can see, everybody's talking about you get cold in a hammock. When you've just got a sleeping bag and that hammock is right up against there, you will get cold. So you've got to put, hang on. Well, that was a waste of a cigarette. You've got to put some type of liner. They talk about there's some under quilt thing that you can buy to attach to it. Or what most people do is put a your Thermarest, your self-inflating mattress or whatever, one of those types of things in there. They even mention that if when you're turning, your leg's up against it, not on the Thermarest, that leg gets cold or the shoulder gets cold. So they make these little wing things. And it's like, well, the whole idea of the hammock was that I didn't need to have a mattress because the hammock is what it is. So that kind of like defeated the purpose. The other thing is you've got to have, some of them you've got to buy the net. That cheap one that I've got has already got it, the mosquito mesh thing or the bug mesh, whatever you want to call it, already built in. But that's fine and dandy, but what about if it rains? So then I've got to bring a tarp. I've got to put a tarp up over this goddamn bloody hammock. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy, I tell ya. But anyway, I'm going to give it a go. I like to, I want to know what this shit's all about. All right, let's get bloody organising and put this up. I've blabbered on enough. All right, guys, so here is the hammock. It is super small, it's light, but I still have to bring all the other stuff to it. So I don't think there's much of a space saving. This is actually, what do you call it, small. This is actually bigger than just taking the tarp setup that I normally would do with a tarp. And I think my tent's most probably about that longer than that size. Obviously you can get smaller ones and wider ones and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty good way it works. This is a pocket that it's all attached to. Basically, that is it. Now I'm not gonna bloody I'm not gonna show you how to tie it up and the whiz bang bloody knots that you do to do it and all this kind of bullshit. I'm just gonna whack it up and then I'm gonna put all the bullshit in it. All right, let's get into it. Alright guys, so there you go, that's all hung up. I haven't done any fancy bloody knots or anything like that. I don't think it's, although like I said, they all focus on how you do knots and bloody put it up and all these wang bang thing. What I'm trying to prove to myself is that it doesn't matter what hammock you have or how the hell you tie the bloody thing up and all these whiz bang stuff. I mean, a hammock's a hammock. I suppose, the different types of hammock might make things easier, might be a bit more comfortable, so you can, they talk about you've got to lie on your back, but they have special hammocks that you can go diagonally so you can sleep on your side and all this kind of stuff. But all right, I'll go grab the sleeping mat and the sleeping bag and we'll chuck it in there and then we'll jump in. All right, cool. All right, got me gear. So the first thing I kind of find is that, I don't have any ground area where I can put bloody bits and pieces down. Everything's kind of hanging. Those down there. Drop some air in this thing. I'll just blow in it just to quickly get it up. That'll do it. Beautiful, she's put up. So now, hopefully you can see, yeah, you can see, I'm gonna jump in it. As if I was going to bed. So, do I take my boots off first, or while I'm in it? Open that. I'm trying to do this as good as, you know, not being stupid and making it look more difficult than it is. And I'm all bloody, I'm not gonna crash. On a stick. Oh, bloody hell. Alright. Oh, this isn't too bad. Socks up. Now, I'm not going to bother taking my bloody pants off, but I've got to do that as well. Obviously, if you like hammocks, you work out systems for yourself that, you know, ends up being fairly easy. Straight up, it's comfortable. All right. I'm trying to keep that mat in the same spot, which is doing all right, actually. There you go. Zip myself in, pull that over. All right. There you go, guys. I'm in. I'm lying on me back. Cool. I'll bring this over a bit closer. Hang on. All right, in we go again. Up. Oh, now this is where, yeah, you get a bit. Oh, bag's all slipped down. Ah, just get in it. Oh. Up there. All right, the second time around that was a little bit more difficult. But, oh, like I said, I'm sure you'd get your little system, work out how to do it. All right, I'll leave that bloody away for the minute. So, oh, that's pretty bloody comfortable, you know. Oh, it's actually not. I'm bloody running around this bush doing bits and pieces. It's actually nice just to sit here. Oh. There is something about the hammock. I hate to admit it, but that is extremely comfortable. Yeah, all right, I'm going to try and sleep, try and go on my side, see what happens there. Keep that bloody mat. I know there's hammocks that you can get where the mat slides in between, so it stays in the one spot. Oh, that's not too bad. All right. That up there. I'm on my side, crimp me knees. Oh, you're kidding me. It's bloody comfortable. Shit. I really didn't think I'd like it. That's funny, isn't it? All right. Well, there you go, guys. That actually, that didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to be. So, if I was to use this, which I will, I'll actually do a proper bloody camp on it. And yeah, whacking up a bloody tarp over the top. Yeah. Bloody hell. Oh my God, here you go. All right, well that's it, guys. Let's get back to the man cave. Well, there you go, guys. Cheers. I was just about to head back to the man cave, and I thought, no, bugger it. I'll bloody make myself a cuppa and just enjoy the scenery. And yeah, there you go. So yeah, that really surprised me. That wasn't hard. That wasn't hard to do. Getting in and out with the mat and the sleeping bag and all that kind of stuff. And as you use it, you know, same with me with the tent and the tarp, you just learn ways that just anything that you do, the more you do it, the better that you get at it, and it just becomes second nature, and it's not an issue. So yeah, I've got to do a backflip on the on the hammock. So I'll definitely go out and do a proper sleep out in it, and yeah, go from there. All right, guys, I'm going to finish my bloody cuppa. Oh, it's not too bad either. I don't mind these satchel coffees. They're pretty good. All right, we'll head back to the man cave once I finish this. Cool. Well, there you go, guys. How's that? Bloody hell. Hammock. I wouldn't have, that didn't, as you could tell from the way I first started, that wasn't the way I thought it was going to go. Obviously, there's still the same rules for me apply, is that, you know, not everywhere I go, you know, having trees available or in the spots that you want it. So that's a downfall to it. And being right under big trees that, you know, have big branches that may come down. But apart from that, I'm thinking it's bloody going to be a good option. And hey, change is as good as a holiday, so why not? All right, let's get over to this sticker board and we'll do the sticker. All right, guys, so we've got a new sticker. It's coming from United States of America, Wisconsin's, and it's Mark Vanderpool. Now, here's the sticker. So it's Rustic Roads Motorcycle Tour. And I get a patch. How's that? So I'll put this patch on the little board in the man cave over there. It also comes with a very big write-up, 2 pages. Hopefully I can get through this without boring the shit out of you. Short lookers on. Alright, it goes something like this. Hey Mark and A, greetings from Wisconsin's home of the Harley Davidson. I'm a member of the Vulcan Riders Association, a worldwide riding club centered around the Kawasaki Vulcan. I've been watching your channel for, gosh, it must be over 4 years now. I was looking for information on motorcycle camping when I found your channel. That was back when you rode Harry everywhere. I must admit I miss your cruiser adventures, but because of your videos I started my own YouTube channel, although I do riding videos. I also do hiking and cooking videos too. Anyway, the information on the patch and sticker for 40 years, Wisconsin's Rustic Roads program has helped preserve lightly travelled country roads with outstanding natural features. Auto enthusiasts, bicycle riders, hikers and motorcyclists all share these scenic routes. Currently there are 119 rustic roads covering over 700 miles. Wisconsin even upped the fun with regards to motorcycles. When a biker rides these roads, they stop and take a picture of their bike with the Rustic Roads sign. Once they collect 10 different signs, they earn the patch, being this one. When a biker collects 25 roads, they get a state-issued certificate. Cool as. Along with the patch and sticker, I've included a flyer on the new online interactive 2016 Rustic Roads Guide, which I'll show you. Is that there? I would love to share these roads with you if you find yourself in this corner of the world. Thanks for the vids, Mark Vanderpool, Beloit, WI, Wisconsin's. He's got in brackets, I spell Mark the right way, because he spells it with a C, M-A-R-C, I'm M-A-R-K. P.S. If in your video DIY motorcycle kickstand pad, episode 16, you got a sticker and talk about the tail of the dragon. However, at time frame 1441 is an image of a road here in Wisconsin. The road is State Highway 42, located at the very top of the peninsula. Cheers, Mark. Well, there you go. And that's thanks to bloody Google. So I Googled the tail of the dragon and the images come up, and of course, not always correct. But anyway, there you go. Excellent, Mark. Thank you very much. Let's whack this up And so, I know where it's going because I've already put a mark up here, so I'm going to whack it up here. Right up there. Bloody ripper. I'll bring his over. So we're heading over to the US, and look at this, we're coming off the East Coast into Wisconsin's, which is, hopefully you guys can see that. I'm struggling to see it. And there you go, there is Rustic Roads Motorcycle Tour. Bloody cool as. Alright, what are we doing next? I think we're heading to the shack. Cool, let's go. Alright guys, so we're heading out to the shack. On Charlie the postie bike. So I've come most of the way. I'm on the kind of like the four-wheel drivey track. I think it's about 25 degrees at the moment. Oh shit, taking the wrong line. Yeah, 25 degrees, so it's not too hot. And oh shit, that was a bloody big ass cobweb. Oh. It's not like the cobwebs are going to do anything to you. It's just a reactionary thing. It's like yeah. So as I think I said in the last video, I was a bit strapped for time this week, but I wanted to get out here and get at least something done, just to be able to put in this Tuesday's video. Oh, you shouldn't have seen that. That might give away me spot. Fresh motorbike tracks. All right, I'll see you back. I'll see you at the shack. All right, guys. So we're at the shack. Everything looks just the way we bloody left it. No one's come here and had a bit of a muck around with it. So. Well, actually, before I do that, so I've got me bloody water, I've got me tools. Now, you can see the postie over there, good old Charlie. Well, apparently that's as far as he's going. So at the moment, that's going to stay as a parking spot. I've jammed him in there. Apparently, posties don't go through there. So it's hooked on there. And the bloody hooked on around there. No drama, I'll get it off. I'll just lift it off. Bloody, that's the beauty with postie bikes. You just pick them up and move them out the way. That's a good parking spot for it. All right, so our plan is I'm going to put you guys down in a minute, and then I'm going to go for a bit of a wander around and just have a look at what good bits of wood I've got laying down and around. And I think my first plan will be, because what I want to do is like this wiggly woggly bloody thing. It's firmly in the ground, but I'm going to put some uprights, cut them off, so that then when I put the other branch, the beams on, I'll be able to tie it to this, and also the weight's held by these support poles. And I think I'll do that for each one, even though that's a big solid one. I'll just do it anyway, and the same with that one there. That way I just got no problems with bloody, because there's going to be some iron on it, and I'll most probably put branches on top of the iron and some rocks and all that, just to hold all that stuff down, and if it gets really windy, it doesn't go flying around all over the joint. All right, I'll come back to you. Alright, so I've got the first support pole in, as you can see that there. So that's just firming it up. I've basically got it tied there, and obviously bury it in the ground. And then just tie it up there. I've put a stick in there to punch that out to stop that from slipping around the pole. And then the same on that side. But that's now going to give me a nice place to put the another beam on top of that, and then that'll all get tied all together. And hopefully that should be all right. That's doing it the easy way, not taking, doing too much of this, because, who knows, in a month's time it might be bloody destroyed by someone, or park rangers, who knows, I don't know. All right, I shall continue on. Well, there you go, guys. So that's a big long beam there. As usual, I don't do things the way I say or the way I plan. It just, things evolve. So what I've done is, I've just got this bloody root bound thing. It's sitting on that rock, so it's taking a lot of weight there. I've just tied this one to here. I'll most probably put a support under here. I'm not too sure yet. And then of course we've got this one that's got the support up there, and that's just tied to there. So that's making that fairly solid. I mean, it's obviously, if I wriggle it, it's all moving around, but it's not going anywhere. So as I build this, I don't want to go too far because I might end up pulling some parts down and redoing it. Like, I was looking at this going, geez, it looks pretty bloody high. I wasn't planning on going that high, but I'm trying to get the roof to pitch a certain way. But once I get the frame up, then I'll go around and shore everything up to make sure it's going to bloody withstand the age of time. I don't think so. All right, I will continue along. Dude, I tell you what, guys, I'm loving this bloody fold-out sword. It's a sword! Oh! Saw. It's making light work of everything, I tell you. Bloody brilliant. Alright guys, well that's about it. That's all I'm going to do for this week. I'm basically only coming out at the moment just once a week. So I'll show you what we've got. Basically that's it there. So I've only managed to put up 1, 2, 3 beams, a couple of supports, one for here, one on that big tree there. I'll most probably do another one on here, and on the back one up there. Oop, where are we? I don't know, I can't see. There you go. Like, this isn't, I'm not trying to build this really quick or anything like that. Just doing a bit, it just gets me out once a week out into the bush, have a bit of a play around, get some footage for you guys to have a look at. Some bloody dickhead whacking around in the bush. So that's that view from there. I'll go up on top of the rock. Up on top of the rock. That's not a bad square actually. Not a square, a rectangle. Alright guys, that's it. Oh, I've got to get bloody Charlie out of his little predicament. I'll let you see that, and then we'll head off back to the man cave. Just thought I'd show you, these are the bloody cobwebs you collect as you're riding through. Easy peasy. Alright guys, back to the man cave. Alright guys, so here's the patch up on the small board, all the other bloody bits and pieces. Well, there you go guys, that's Tuesday night in the man cave done and dusted. Hope you guys have a great week. Remember, keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.